Hello and welcome to more Vintage Cube. No power, but we get good cards. Swords to Plowshares, Tundra. Two cards meant to be together forever. Blue-white is a really sweet archetype. One of my favorite decks that I have yet to draft, well, I don't think I've opened Time Walk, which is the only card I want to open because it's so much different than all of the other power. Like, opening a Mox or whatever, you play the same deck, it's a little bit faster. Time Walk lets you build a completely different type of deck. Ancestral Recall to a similar effect, but Time Walk is like its own very unique effect. It's just a card I would like. But anyway, the blue-white Time Walk deck I think is one of the most fun decks in the cube. Or Bant Time Walk, where you can like incorporate Eternal Witness and stuff to make it go even deeper, is even more fun. But that's something I'm interested in. We could just start with Swords to Plowshares. I think this is like the card that will maximize your win weight the most out of this pack. The second pick might be like Tundra or something, but we're just going to take Swords. I think this card is just unbelievably strong, and being able to interact with stuff for 1 mana is just unbelievable. Here we can take Glorybringer. Go into my favorite archetype, which is white and red, blue, like Jeskai, Glorybringer sword stuff, which is sweet. I think Glorybringer is better than Teferi for the most part. He's very proactive. But it depends on what type of deck you're trying to draft. Teferi is better in a deck with a bunch of counter magic, so you can like play Teferi, untap, hold up counter magic. The problem with decks like that is they're just very reactive, and the thing you want to be doing in Vintage Cube is be proactive. You want to attack, you want to kill stuff, you want to smash. So we're gonna take a Glorybringer. I say all this stuff, and I'm like, all that to say, Glorybringer. Ooh, we could take a Lightning Helix and just like hard force red-white. I do enjoy that deck. I think Dismember is probably better because it just goes in any deck. Rampaging Ferocidon's also nice. And then there's a Mind Twist, but that doesn't really go with the archetype we're thinking about. We could take Wandergrave, I guess, and that would help. I'm feeling it. Let's take Lightning Helix. I have avoided forcing archetype for the whole time drafting, the smart way, which is you see what's open and then you draft. I almost just spilled my water bottle all over my laptop. my keyboard, I guess. I'm drafting on a desktop, so it shows that maybe I'm not as capable, or I'm just going crazy. Ignore me. I'm going crazy. Spilling water, forcing archetypes. Who even is this guy? Like, if I was staying open, I think taking Reman is the correct pick, but take a Braid. Let's draft some Glorybringer Lightning Helix action. Showdown of the Scalds. I'm on board with that. There's a Spellseeker and stuff, but Scalds is a good combo with everything except for the Glorybringer so far. We get Selfless Spirit, Den of the Bugbear, and a Light Up the Stage. I do love Dark Confidant too, but Selfless Spirit actually is a sweet card. It has a lot of combos. There's a pretty late Goblin Guide, so I think we're in the right place here. I don't even think I've drafted red-white this Cube League yet, or this Cube season yet. I've drafted white like 3 times and red a couple times. Different variants of red though. I drafted one of my favorites was the big artifact red deck that I drafted that had the Empty the Warren Siege Gang Commando combo. If you haven't seen that deck, definitely go and find it, because that one was awesome. I had Soul Ring, which is why I won, but the rest of the deck was cool too. We could take Abbot of Carol Keep, just staying cheap. There's Gilded Goose and a Murder Battlesphere or whatever. A reasonably late Primeval Titan too, so maybe we're supposed to be Naya colors, which is a pretty rare color combination to end up in, but Wheel of Misfortune is alright in the red deck. I'm not a huge fan of this card being in the cube, because it's so specific to one strategy, but I guess so is Fire Blast, so I guess it's fine. Oath of Druids is funny, but no, we're just going to take this card. Ooh, Lodestone Golem? Yeah, we're passing up on some green-white stuff, but Lodestone goes well in a lot of decks. Mostly the low-to-the-ground aggressive decks. Alright, well, I must just evaluate cards so much differently than everybody else, because like 4 out of these 5 cards were the cards I was considering taking from the previous pack. Because red seems open, we're going to take Ferocidon over Dismember. And then I guess I'll take a Rockfall Veil in case we do end up going green. But oftentimes I'm like, these are the 3 picks. These are fantastic. I would first pick them. And then the pack comes around and all 3 of those cards are still in the pack. And I'm just like, what is happening over here? Like this, what? Take Den of the Bugbear over Light Up the Stage. I don't know. People, you gotta draft better. Stop taking expensive cards. Although, if you keep taking expensive cards, then I get to take the good cheap cards. So maybe continue. The one thing to note is I don't think the red-white dual land was in any of the packs. It might not have been in a position where it could have wheeled, but it's the creature land that like gives double strike. So it's possible white is being picked up, and I'm supposed to move into just a red deck. But we can see. I think splashing like swords, lightning helix, and showdown of the scalds is a fairly defensible splash if I can get a couple sources to a couple white sources. Selfless Spirit is a bit more of a commitment, but it can really lead to some awesome plays. Oh wow. Here's Layla, probably the best card I could possibly ask for. She is still criminally underrated in Cube, and I think she's rated. Well, I don't know. She wheels often, which should just not be happening. So we could take Layla. The other thing we could do, we could take Sacred Foundry, and then I think basically because of how people seem to be evaluating Layla and how open red seems to be, I think there is a consideration for taking Sacred Foundry and trying to wheel Layla. Sacred Foundry being like it's just great fixing for our mana and stuff like that. Because if anyone's in white or red, they might just pick up Sacred Foundry to like get a fetch. That being said, Layla is just unbelievably strong and like the best draw almost always. I don't know what to do. I'd say, so let's go through the math. I'd say she probably has a 65% chance of coming around. Sacred Foundry has maybe a 15% chance of coming around. So if you do the like expected value, I think Layla's like a 10 and Sacred Foundry is like a 7. I think the math is telling me to take Sacred Foundry here. Because what I'm doing is calculating basically the overall expected value and I'm trying to maximize your return on investment. So if you have a 60% chance of getting a 10, and then a 100% chance of getting this card, which is like a 7 for the deck, you know, you're getting a 7 plus 60% of a 10 is a 6, so that's 13. Whereas if you have a 15% chance of getting a 7 and a 100% chance of getting a 10, you have 15% of 7, we're going to say that's like 2, plus 10 is 12. So the overall, this is kind of like unitless. You could add units to this, but the overall expected return on investment of taking Sacred Foundry first is higher according to that. The question is then, you know, are you assigning the correct probabilities of cards wheeling and is your card assessment correct? But if you want to draft optimally, there's the thing that people do step 1, which is take the card that is presented to them and just take the best one. That's the first level, but you're leaving equity on the table of considering what's going to come around. Here we're taking Banefire. I wasn't really thinking, but I think Banefire is fine. You're leaving equity on the table by making those plays because, you know, sometimes Layla doesn't come around, and that's okay because we've calculated that 60% of the time she will. So overall, I'm going to be happier with my deck making that pick. Ooh, I could take Cave of the Frost Dragon. And here's another situation. I think I want Adanto Vanguard or Runaway Steamkin from my deck. One of these two, the odds of one of them wheeling, I think they're relatively equivalent. Adanto Vanguard maybe is like a 8, Steamkin is like a 6. And this card is, I'm going to say it's like a 3. But this card is like probably not coming around, although maybe it will. But if you're trying to get like both of these instead of just taking, like if you just take the best card, you're not considering, you know, is Cave of the Frost Dragon coming around? And then the even more levels of like what you can think of while you're drafting. I probably should talk about this stuff more because I just kind of say things and then move on. I'm going to take, I think the Adanto Vanguard. I think it's more important here. Ooh, Arid Mesa. Perfect. Another thing to consider is not just like what is this going to wheel, but like your expected curve as you're taking things, because you really want to maximize your like 1 and 2 drop slots. So there's another thing I do where I like, as you're like dynamically weighting what cards are good for your deck, you need to look at mana cost, right? Because Glorybringer or Thundermaw would be pretty sweet, but I already have Glorybringer, so I don't really value this card too highly. But with passing the land, I already have a Den of the Bugbear. You don't want too many tapped lands. I think the land would be an excellent card for my deck, but I think it actually has a higher chance of coming around than Adanto Vanguard, given how the previous packs have gone. Ooh, our mana is really shaping up. Inspiring Vantage might come around too, but I think I just want to be able to cast my spells here. Something good is going to come from that pack. So there's stage 3. There's different like types of cards, right? There's Inspiring Vantage, but then in that pack, or we can talk not about this pack, but let me think about what I want from this pack. I think it's probably Firebolt or Adeline. Double white is difficult, but this card is very strong. But I don't actually have much burn yet. Wheel of Misfortune, Ferocidon, Lodestone. I don't want too many 3s. I'm going to take Firebolt. The other thing to consider is if there's a bunch of cards of one type in a pack. So for example, this pack, right? We have Firebolt, Unexpectedly Absent is also good too. And then Adeline Sulfuric Vortex. So there are 2 cards that cost 3. We're going to wheel, maybe 1 card left in this pack. And we want to maximize our chances of getting one of them. If we take these 3 drops and we're trying to wheel Firebolt, there's only 1 card we could wheel out of that pack. If we take Firebolt and try and wheel a 3 drop, there's 2 cards you could wheel out of that pack. So the chances of getting at least one of them is higher. And considering, at least in my opinion, Adeline and Sulfuric Vortex are relatively equivalent in terms of your overall equity or whatever, I think you take the cheaper spell so you have a chance of maximizing both. And so it's drafting is basically this continuous thing of optimizing your equity and overall chances of getting as many looks at as many cards as you possibly can. Here, I think I take Wasteland. Here, Bladehold is fine, but 4 mana is a lot, and Wasteland is just a sweet card. Okay. Wooded Foothills, Mishra's Factory, Ember Shieldbreaker. I think, and this is why I took Sacred Foundry so highly, it turns all these fetches into just dual lands. So now I can cast white spells kind of freely. I'm going to take Wooded Foothills to maximize it. There we go. Layla comes around. So not only were we correct, but the secondary backup pick we were looking at, Beaumont Courier, which is oddly similar to Layla, just worse, would have been fine as well. But imagine if I take Layla here, and then we wheel Beaumont Courier and no Sacred Foundry, then I'm missing out on Arid Mesa, Wooded Foothills getting Sacred Foundry to enable white and red, and my deck just gets much worse from there. We're going to take Layla, though. This is also why I didn't value the 3 drops so highly, because I knew we were pretty likely, maybe 65% was a conservative estimate, and maybe it's more like 70% that Layla comes around. But I knew we were fairly likely to have her come around. So here we missed out on... What did I miss out on? I took a Danta Vanguard. Oh, the land. The white creature land. That's actually kind of interesting that it didn't come around. A little bit slightly upsetting. We could take Taiga and move into green because green feels open. I could take Thundermaw and have some big chunky dudes. That doesn't go as well with Lodestone and Showdown. I think I take Taiga. Wow, Seasoned Pirate Manager came around. Very happy about that. And Vortex came around. So someone is in white. So we're going to try and transition into red. Oh, I got Dragon Buddies. What's going on, dudes? All right, next pack. Still no power. Never power for this guy. But we get Chain Lightning. Perfect card for the deck. And as we were noticing, so someone took Adeline and the white creature land. So someone is drafting white. I don't think they're drafting red-white. I think they're either mono-white or... potentially black-white, because the black has felt pretty cut. So we're going to kind of try and move out of white, or if this was a pod, we could try and cut white so their deck is worse, because we have plenty of playables, and we can actually put the white cards on our deck with all this fixing. But I think it's also totally reasonable for me to just play, these couple white cards. Ooh, flash the Mana Tithe. Is Mana Tithe going to end up better than Walking Ballista in my deck? Because we're going to wheel Flametongue Yearling 99% of the time. So, again, this is the case where Flametongue Yearling for my deck's probably a 6 out of 10, but it's 95% chance to come around. So there's almost no equity gained by taking it now instead of taking it later, because nothing else is going to wheel from this pack that I want, right? I'm going to... The only 2 cards that I would consider adding to my deck are Mana Tithe and Walking Ballista. So the equity of taking one of them first and then wheeling Flametongue Yearling is so much higher than taking Flametongue Yearling and getting nothing. I think I'm going to take the Mana Tithe. I think it just adds a whole different dimension to the red deck that you don't normally get. And that's sweet. Here we can take Finger of Destiny, make our turn 1 plays much stronger. Love that card. Yeah, happy with that. Swift Spear, not the best in this deck. Ooh. Okay, Thraben Inspector, Chromox, Char. What are we feeling today? Chromox helps me with Layla. Anytime you have Layla in your deck, acceleration just gets that much stronger because you play her faster and then she can hit lands and spells and get you out of the mana or card disadvantage you incurred to play Chromox. I love Thraben Inspector, and I think Char... It's a bit expensive for this deck. Right now we want Chromox with proactive turn 1 plays, so we have Runaway Steamkin and Danto Vanguard in terms of good plays there. I'm gonna take Chromox. I think it's a good card. Here, we could pick up a Mutavault or a Bloodthirsty Adversary. We have Firebolt, Chain Lightning, Swords to Plowshares, Lightning Helix of Braid, Wheel of Misfortune. Ooh, that seems pretty sweet. But I also have quite a few... Let's see, I don't think I'm main decking Lodestone or Goldspan. Sorry, Chubby Dragon. We all love you. I think I'm gonna take Mutavault. Then Burst Lightning versus Dire Fleet. I think I like the Burst Lightning. It's just, you know, exactly the type of card you're looking for. Lightning Strike. It's hard to have too much burn. That's a very late Vendilion click, but that's all right. Here comes Magda, Flame Spill, Manamorphose. I mean, honestly, Flame Spill in some matchups is good. Manamorphose is good with specifically Runaway Steamkin. So that's something. It's also good with Showdown of the Scalds. Magda, if we get enough treasures, can... Oh, it is good. We have the Magda Mutavault combo, actually. I'll play Magda. I don't think it's, like, correct, but it is really fun. And I'm here for fun stuff. Wow, okay. All that talk about my red card always wheeling and it doesn't come around. I guess I'm meeting my... This is the 5% time that it doesn't. It's not a big deal. I think Mana Tithe is better for the deck, but that is actually surprising. I'll take Recto's Return. Okay, someone must be picking up some stuff. I'll take Bergie. I don't know. In a matchup where I really need 3/3s, I could see it being good, but this is... I think I'm counting Chromox as a mana source. So this is 8, this is 24, so I could just run 16 lands with this and the deck is done. I don't hate that. We're missing out on pretty much just a Goldspan. My curve looks nice. I maybe play... right now I have 1, 2, 3, 4 white sources. Ooh, I like Char. I'll play Char. We have to cut a card now. Char is well, Banefire you can cast on turn 2. I think Char is better than Banefire most of the time. Here comes Blood Crypt for that Recto's Return. If I want to play that. Ludwig. Has anyone ever cast a Ludwig? I would like to know. Firebluff Canal. So we have blue fixing if we want it. Okay. So this is still 24 with 16 lands including a Chromox. I think Glorybringer is worth putting in, although in terms of redraws, I have Layla, Wheel of Misfortune, and Showdown of the Scalds. I think the correct card to cut is Magda, unfortunately. I don't have that much to do with the tokens. As sweet as it is, I think it's just better to not do that. So we're running 16 lands, 3 planes. So red sources, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Oh, that's plenty. All right, see, that's the deck. See you guys run one. Actually, that might be too many lands. This is 16 plus Chromox, which puts me at 17. And I can really operate pretty well. Well, let me see. I do need to hit 3 lands somewhat consistently. Because I was considering cutting a mountain for Magda. Let's just do that. Magda adds treasure that's basically like mana. Oh, right, we're putting an inside viewer who says, good luck, have fun, and they give us an exclamation mark. That ranks very highly on the friendliness tier list. I should have like an official tier list for nice things to say to people when you're playing against them. Exclamation mark, smiley faces. A lot of ways to boost up your rating. I think we're going to Wooded Foothills for our Sacred Foundry tapped most likely. And our mana set. Imagine if we didn't have that Sacred Foundry. So we're going to Mana Tithe there. Let's predict. I think they're going to cast Thalia, and I'm going to Mana Tithe it. Never mind, they're going to do nothing. Cool. Grab Sacred Foundry tapped. Abbot of Carol Keep. Let's go ahead and go with a kind of feeling like Runaway Steamkin. Next turn, we're going to play Ferocidon or Abbot of Carol Keep. Yeah, I feel like we get down Steamkin as soon as possible. I think they could counter this with Mana Tithe because they know the secrets. Yeah, of course they do. So that's the most... like, I'm most willing to give up on that, and it's the one that's best if I play it early. This opponent knows how to play the game, though. Mana Tithe? Ooh, imagine if I'd tithed that. Okay, Glorybringer can help get me out of this. I think we're going to go Abbot, because I actually do want to hit land drops here. Setting up for a Glory B. Alright, well, that works out too. I'm not holding up the Tithe, but you can't turn down a free spell just to hold up Mana Tithe. And I think us being on the draw instead of the play might really hurt us here, because they're going to hit us with spirits. Oh, I did not expect that. No attacks is completely baffling. Interesting. I guess we're gonna play it a bit mana weird and play Grim Lavamancer. And then pass turn. We're holding up Mana Tithe. We can start Lavamancering down the Spirit tokens after we Mana Tithe their 5-drop. Let's say maybe Gideon? I'm a bit confused. They could have Archangel Avacyn, but we're going to level this dude up. First Lightning. I'm kind of predicting Archangel Avacyn, so I do think I want to go for some type of combat engagement here. So let's attack like with these. If they block the Abbot, I can Burst Lightning a Spirit. The no attacks is just so baffling. So it's got to be Archangel Avacyn, but I have Mana Tithe, so I don't know. They triple block there. They must really not value their creatures super highly. That's fine. Trading Finger with 2 flyers seems great. Then we get to play Adanto Vanguard, holding up Grim Lavamancer activation, and Mana Tithe. No idea what could be in their hand. Wall of Omens, kind of annoying, but fine. I'm just surprised they let the spirits go so quickly. Alright, end of combat, we kill the spirit. Saving Figure of Destiny, I guess. There's the Vortex. I guess what I want to do is Firebolt the Wall of Omens so they can't block with it, because that represents quite a bit of damage over time. So let's swing out with these. And I think Firebolt does an extra damage to the face right now. Actually, I think that's probably worth saving. Let's Burst Lightning this now. Hit them for 4. Pass turn. I have no idea what could be in their hand. Oh, Wrath of God is fine. So we pay 4 life to make this indestructible. That's cool. I think they're playing around Mana Tithe, which is fine. We get to go Goblin Guide. Or even just attacking with Mutavault here is fine. Or we could tap out of things and hit them for a whole bunch. I kind of actually like that. If they go land Elspeth, I'm going to be pretty sad. They have miscalc. Oh, they just have blue cards in hand. Okay. That makes more sense. They cycle miscalc. Uh-oh. Blue has been unlocked. If I can draw a 3rd land for Sulfuric Vortex at any time, though, I think we just definitely win here. Teferi is annoying, but fine. I just hate that magic card. He's so unfun. They bounce that, draw a card. They're going to take at least 2. Oh, okay. Fair enough. Layla's very good, though. Yeah, let's play Layla. She has haste. Let's hit them for 3. We're going to exile Goblin Guide from the top of my deck. They can Karakas Layla back to hand, but I guess I'm getting in. I don't know. Maybe that's not worth playing because of Karakas specifically. Honestly, I just forgot about this card. I think I'm just supposed to play Ferocidon, maybe? I don't know. Nissa. Ooh, Nissa plus Karakas is kind of sweet. They can flip Nissa, make a 4/4 blocker. Okay, we do hit a land. Let's see if they do Karakas the Layla. I'm moving to combat here. Wow. I don't have... Oh! I can't Mana Tithe because of Teferi. They forgot about Karakas, though. Well, this is fine, because now we just play Sulfuric Vortex. Oh, I was like, I have Mana Tithe up. Everything's good. And then, Teferi. Oh, I hate that card. I'm just openly expressing deep hatred for the design, the gameplay, everything about how this card is. It's not fun for anybody. 4, 5, 6, 7. So they can play Karn and exile Vortex, but then I Firebolt their face. I would be able to Mana Tithe Karn as well. Oh, this hurts. I mean, I'm still winning, but not being able to just counter that for 1 mana feels so bad. And we could Glorybringer, but we're going to play around Daze here. Okay. So they're playing Bant Planeswalkers. Lodestone Golem seems pretty good against them, but it is expensive, and I think I just want to stay cheap. So we'll just keep it like this. Okay, we're on the draw. We don't have white. We have 2 good white cards. Some Burn and then a Layla. Maybe I'm supposed to side out Layla versus Karakas, but I don't think so. I think I'll keep this hand on the draw. I do have like a fairly substantial amount of white sources here. We can lead on Den. Not can cast Layla turn 3. Okay, Tree Speaker. Ooh, can I draw a white source? No, but I draw a Lavamancer, which is actually pretty good too. So we can Chain Lightning. because I want the Chain Lightning to resolve. If they have the Tithe, I'm actually going to play Grim Lavamancer into it, so that way if they Tithe Grim Lavamancer, then I can just resolve Layla freely. That's not resolved, so they didn't have Mana Tithe in their hand last turn. Selfless Spirit. Okay. Well, they didn't have it in their hand last turn. They drew it for turn. That's so frustrating. Okay, this game got much harder. I mean, maybe they didn't because they know there's a lot of 3-drops they could counter, but... Oh, actually, that ended up being a net positive for me because they had Caracas as well. So getting them to burn the Mana Tithe on that instead of something useful, because Caracas now invalidates Layla, seems good. And they're not attacking, so I just get to, like, kill this. I guess I don't even... Yeah, I want to kill this now so they don't give things indestructible on their turn. Play Mutavault. Last turn. If I draw a land, I can play Den. If I draw white sources, we're open. We can char stuff. Coalition Relic is fine. Do I want to char their face at end of turn? No, I think I just want to braid the Relic, actually. Or wait. They have Miscalc in their deck as well, but... They're missing blue. There's the Steamkin. So let's go Steamkin, animate, attack for 3. Opponent is missing land drops, stuck off blue mana. Because their fixing is quite bad. Let's go Abbot, level up Steamkin, hit a land. Burst Lightning, you know what? Sure. Hit your face. Swing with both. If they have Archangel Avacyn, that's fine. I don't think they looked like they had it last game anyway. Eesh, okay. Elspeth is a problem. But they're at 10 life, and the soldiers aren't even that big. Figure of Destiny. So I can play Figure here. We can attack with Mutavault. I just need to get their life total a little bit lower. Then we can swing out at them, attack them, attack them, attack them with Abbot. No attacks with Grim Lavamancer because I want to activate it. And I can remove 3 counters to add triple red to char. But there's no way that they blocked Runaway Steamkin here with all 3. That's a pretty good block, actually. So I think I have a play. I can remove 3 counters from this, cast Char on Elspeth, and then Grim Lavamancer the Elspeth. And then they lose all of their soldiers for nothing. I get the counter back. Yeah, so let's do this. Char Elspeth. This triggers prowess and stuff. And then I Lavamancer down the Elspeth. Holding up Char in my graveyard. I don't think it matters. So Elspeth goes down. They lose all of their creatures for nothing. They're locked on blue mana and they're dying very quickly. GG's. I'll take it. GG's. See you guys next round. Alright, we're playing against... I don't even know how to say that. Let's go first. Yeah, I'll keep this. The Wasteland makes it worthwhile for me, I think. But we don't have anything super proactive. But against some decks and some matchups, like Wasteland backed up by a Braid Grim Lavamancer can just destroy them. Like tapped Celestial Colonnade or whatever. Yeah, exactly this situation. I just need to draw like a white source. Oh, Firebolt. Wasteland. Like I said, some matchups this just absolutely destroys them. They have white mana, but no green-black. That's completely different. I do need to hit some type of action here, but my deck's full of action for 3 mana. Hit them. If they have Condemn, I'm going to be sad. But I don't think Noble Hierarch Bayou decks play Condemn that often. What is going on? That's a lot of colors. Okay, Figure is exactly what I wanted. So we're going to put on Miscalc. Then we attack for 1, because I can still protect my dude with Lightning Strike or whatever. If they have Snapcaster Mage specifically. But we're struggling to draw white mana. I have 6 white sources in the deck, so it's not like the most likely thing, but level this up. Teamkin's good. So let's attack for 3. Actually, they could like Vendilion Click or Brazen Borrower doesn't do anything. Am I gonna play Steamkin this turn? Because then I maybe want to hold up Lavamancer. I don't think so. Just make this big. Last turn. Hey, guys, Cradle. So that tells me they're out of lands. Okay. That game was pretty much won single-handedly by Wasteland, knocking them off green mana. I think given what I've seen, I like Banefire more than Char. Banefire being able to kill mana elves on turn 2 is pretty important. And let's draw our white mana. No white mana, but a good hand nonetheless. Somewhat weak to a turn 1 elf. Yeah. Come on, Firebolt. Nope. Alright, they get to do their thing this game. I think they literally cast one spell last game. Alright, well, we're gonna kill Raphellos. They suspend search. Yeah, we have to Banefire the Raphellos. I can't, and this is why Banefire is just better than Char in this situation. I can't let them have that much mana. Next turn, we have a couple options. Runaway Steamkin plus Chain Lightning. Abbot of Carol Keep, try and hit a land. Plus Chain Lightning. I'm moderately confused by their mana. They have so much green, but like they're playing Raphellos in a deck with Plains Island. Like it's a little confusing. My best draw is probably Wasteland to hit Bayou and then Chain Lightning them. Knight of Autumn is fine. Ooh, they're missing land drops. Yeah, let's get them. Let's go. Ooh, wait a second. Mutavault Magda is so tempting. But I think I need to play Runaway Steamkin plus Chain Lightning this turn. Steamkin. And we're going to kill the Noble Hierarch, because they're very low on mana here. And decks that, you know, have mana elves ramp and stuff, killing their mana elves is a great way to get ahead. Wait, did they choose gain 4 life off Knight of Autumn? Interesting. So they had no lands in hand last turn, so they could just go back up to just 3 mana, which would be great. I want to set up for the Magda activation to grab Glorybringer. I think it's possible with Mutavault in play. They have mountains? Whoa. I don't know what's going on over there. Alright, Steamkin goes away. Ingress Rampage Raphellos with islands in your deck is almost more ambitious than I am, but I think I've done worse. Goblin Guide. I actually don't really want to cast Goblin Guide. I think what I want to do is play Magda and attack with Mutavault. Because for those who don't know, Mutavault is in fact a dwarf who gets buffed by Magda. We get a treasure token. And this way, we're growing our mana advantage. We can basically attack with Mutavault for like 0 risk next turn. And I'm waiting. I really want to activate this to get a Glorybringer in play. No, oh, Metamorph. Whoa, okay. Kind of strange, but I'll take it. I don't think I'm getting a Glorybringer. Okay, though. We get to go Abbot. See what we're hitting. Lightning Helix. Hang on. Let's kill their Magda, because I think they're trying to get stuff. Let's kill that. White, red. Or wait. I can fetch up white. Yeah, let's do that. Let's just grab plains. I don't really need to take damage here. Lightning Helix the Magda. I was there. I can attack with the Mutavault. I think I might as well. I'm okay with them trading there. I can attack with both of my creatures. Get 2 treasures? Yeah, they're gonna trade for Magda, but I need to give up my dreams of Glorybringer hunting. Like, they have to block Magda here, I imagine. And I don't actually want to F6 because I have a Goblin Guide post-combat. Yeah, this was the correct block. But I have a ton of mana now. Actually, let's wait. I have so much mana, I can just Goblin Guide next turn. This plays around like Pyroclasm. Chrome Mox. Just what I wanted to see. Alright, let's go. Goblin Guide. Mutavault, animate. Cast Chrome Mox to trigger Abbot of Carol Keep. Say no to this. And then hit them for a bunch. Hopefully they don't hit lands off the top. They do hit a forest, okay. But they're missing both blue and white mana from their deck, and they're down to 8 life. And we're just going to cast this dude. It makes it so if they're trying to play creatures defensively, they're just in big trouble, and their deck doesn't seem like a type of deck that would run Wraths. So their top 2 cards were Forest Plains, because I think they just drew that for turn. And they have 5 spells in hand. Okay, they can't gain life, though. Wow, Lightning Helix, Ingress Rampage Raphellos deck. You love to see it. Ooh, that's going to be so good here, most likely. Because if they're just like, oh, I can tap out from Batter Skull, I'm like, no, you can't. Sakura Tribe Elder. That one's annoying, but doesn't really save them. Basically, Mana Tithe is just going to close out this game, I think. Aha! Oh, what a good Magic card. See you guys in the finals. Oh, right, we're playing against Mental Misclick. We actually played against this person like in a previous league, so that's pretty funny. And this hand looks great. We finally get to show the power of Glory B. So we don't mind drawing more lands, so I'm not going to fetch here. We're just going to go turn 1 Grim Lavamancer. I'm not going to spoil what deck I played against them, but it was some spice. And it looks like we're both playing different decks, because I think they were like Bant. I think I want to Wooded Foothills here and attack them for 1. Hopefully they're not playing Reanimator. If they are, we're like so dead. They had the Strip Mine deck, and I definitely had straight nonsense when we were playing. Alright, let's see No Entomb. If they're playing Entomb, they're like my arch nemesis, because they're playing all the decks that are just good against the decks I play. Oh no, they spoiled it. The mono green storm archetype before. That's because it's not really an archetype. Okay, Urza Saga tells me I'm not playing against Reanimator. Well, I don't know. It doesn't actually tell me that much. Do I Lightning Helix their face? I think I might want to. No, let's not Lightning Helix. Alright, Sacred Foundry tapped. We can hold up Char. We can play a boot. I think I like playing a boot because I have some 1-drops I'd like to cast here. Den of the Bugbear. Perfect. So now Inspiring Vantage enters tapped, but that's okay. We attack like this. We do have the mana now to Lightning Helix plus activate Grim Lavamancer if I feel the need. I don't know what's going on over there with Mono Black Urza Saga. I don't think I like it, but let's attack with the Abbot. They don't really want to block because if I cast any spell, then their creature dies for free. Unless their deck is like super unfair and they're just trying to be as fast as possible, which would be unfortunate. Alright, Lightning Helix your face. I mean, yeah, I basically traded Lightning Helix to their face, but like they didn't really lose much. They get to make that card off their land. Oh no, that's not good. And I can't really stop that with a Braid because I was considering holding up a Braid, but this triggers during your main phase, not upkeep. So there's no way to like see the Black Lotus, abrade the Black Lotus type situation. So I think they're playing Storm. That's my new evaluation. I want to see 6 mana Bolus's Citadel. Let's do it. I'm ready. With my luck, they're going to cast Baneslayer Angel, which has protection from dragons. Okay, it's just a gravy train. We can deal with that one. With Char. And then we have Glorybringer to clean up the remnants. So land, Char, Grave Titan, Trigger Prowess. And I actually think I'm going to attack with the Abbot. We Lavamancer this dude away. Then we play Chrome Mox without exiling anything. That lets us attack for 4 here. It's just lowering their life total really pressures into if they have the card Reanimate. That like opens us up to if they reanimate Grave Titan, they go down to 9, then we can like Glorybringer plus Grim Lavamancer. And now if they reanimate Grave Titan, they go down to 5 and they actually are dead to a mountain. Not that mountain, me drawing a mountain. I'm very scared of what's happening though. They're playing Exhume. Alright, Grave Titan comes back. So yeah, if I draw... Oh, that's not Reanimate though. Am I dead now? I don't actually know how this works. Take 4 and then I take 14. So I'm not dead. I need a land. Okay. Mutavault. Glorybringer holding up basic mountain. Interesting. So I can attack with both. If I attack with Glorybringer, that's 4. This is interesting. I guess I have Den of the Bugbear on the back swing as well, but they're gonna have 2 zombies. I can abrade one of them and I can exert Glorybringer to kill the other. So I think I actually just attack with Glorybringer because it hits them for 4 down to 7, and then Glorybringer puts them down to 3. This is 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So if they can do 2 damage, I die. But by attacking with Abbot of Carolkeep, I also open myself up to double Grim Lavamancer. So I think I like this play the most, actually. Never mind, I'm just super dead. Alright, that's unfortunate. Oh, they had it all. Okay, no attacks. Sorry, Glorbringer. You are the happy friend, but you are dead. So I think I still actually have live draws, oddly enough. We block here. We Lavamancer their face. They're gonna play a lifelinker, so we just gotta go straight face burn. The problem with the lifelinker is that... Wow, their deck is sick. Mox Pearl Black Lotus. Problem with this plan is that I'm gonna end up like 1 mana short, I think. Firebolt, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Flashback Firebolt. I can put them to 3 life. Yeah, we're dead. I don't want to show them more of the deck. Alright, this person is my nemesis. Doesn't mean they're a bad person. Just means they're a nemesis person. AKA, they've beaten me a couple times. Wheel of Misfortune, I'm a bit skeptical of, but I still have yet to cast it in any context, so... Or in a non-storm context, so I want to see how it does. Alright, we get to go first. I mean, this is a hand. It can't really beat Black Lotus stuff. I don't have any power, so it's hard for me to win these matchups, but we can try. Like, I don't know, this burn doesn't do a whole lot against Grave Titan. Especially when they could just exhume Grave Titan back. My deck does have Swords to Plowshares, though, which helps. Turn 1, Hootie Imp. I guess I'll wait, because I have Black Lotus. Sacred Foundry tapped. We can Firebolt the Imp and get a feeling of what's about to happen to us. And we can scare them with a Lightning Helix, or a Mana Tithe threatening. Okay, no discard is great. Ugh, there's a Saga. A good card. I don't think I have any 1-drop white stuff that's not swords. Go Abbot. Ooh, perfect. Get in there, Goblin God. Ooh, no, I hate giving my opponents lands. I know it's still worth it to like damage them, but I have this extreme aversion to giving people lands. I think it's similar to why people dislike what's his name? Dark Confidant, where you're like, but I'm taking damage, it can't be good. But yeah, Urza Saga fetching up Black Lotus. If they just cast Grave Titan again, we're in trouble. That's good. I like that. Can swing out. They don't have removal spell for Layla. Perfect. Alright, give me a land and give them a spell. I gave myself a spell and Rotting Regisaur for them. Well, Char would have been nice to draw, but you know what? Layla's still fine. They them chump blocking Layla is bad news for me. Let's go Wooded Foothills. Last turn. I can double bolt Rotting Regisaur if I need to. Oh, yeah, here comes Grave Titan. I feel like I'm in just like a mirror universe or something. I can still kill the Grave Titan. Fetch. There's a Braid. A Braid, Chain Lightning, and... Oh, this actually works. So we can Abrade the Grave Titan, Chain Lightning the Grave Titan, and then if they double block Layla, we can Lightning Helix. 3 damage here. Chain Lightning this. And we don't want them double blocking Layla, so we're swinging out and playing a land pre-combat. Oh, I'd love to cast Grim Lavamancer, but I think they definitely double block here. And we gave them a land? Stop! Goblin Guide, what are you doing? So Grave Titan is going to be a casual 3-for-1. It's going to be a 3-for-1 gain 4 life. Pretty good. Alright, they're definitely going to cast Exhume. That's unfortunate. They can't just have the exact same draw, right? Like, you gotta have some variability. Okay, that works for me. They fall to 6 life. They might be dead on board, I don't know. This I can work with, unless they have another running Reggie. Okay, so they have 4 creatures. They have to discard a card on their upkeep, and we can just Grim Lavamancer them. I have 5 mana, so I can Grim Lavamancer Lightning Helix, put them down to 1. Yeah, I think I'd just do that. Ooh, if they reanimate Yawgmoth, that would be clever. Pay 1 life, sacrifice a creature, put a counter on a thing. Oh, they have Chupacabra. Alright, but we get the Lava Man to their face, hit them for 2, and then we just flashback Firebolt and we're fine. Hit their face. Getting rid of Abrade, Wooded Foothills. I did not realize that that grew Layla. That's ridiculous. Layla is a very strong magic card. Maybe I'm supposed to attack Night last turn. They make zombies. We chump block. I don't know. They could have Time Walk or something. Lightning Helix them. Okay. Firebolt in the graveyard. They can't literally go. That game was so similar. It was Urza Saga, Black Lotus, cast Grave Titan. I double burn Grave Titan. They reanimate Grave Titan. Both games were basically that. I'm hoping for a little bit of diversity. All right, this is a hand. They keep 7 again, I think. Okay, they mulled a 6. That's good news. No Putrid Imp. As long as they don't have like Entomb in their deck, I'll be happy. So Goblin Guide. Please don't give them land. Come on. It's only like a 50% chance, but he's hit it a lot. Okay, Shriekmaw trades for Goblin Guide. Not the end of the world. I think their deck doesn't really need too many lands. So this is fine. Here, ooh. I'm being blinded by my love of memes to go Magda Mutavault. I really want to do it. So if I go Magda Mutavault, what happens? I can attack with Magda, activate attack with Mutavault. I'll have 1 land. Let's just do it. It's so sweet. I think I'm giving up win equity, but I just want to summon. Stop with the. It's gonna be the same game. I'm giving up win equity, but it's too sweet to pass up here. We're gonna go Mountain, animate Mutavault, hit them for damage, make 2 treasures, hit them for 5. Then we get to play Runaway Steamkin. And we have Burst Lightning at the ready if we need it. I mean, I will say one thing. Them having to Urza Saga into Black Lotus is a lot more pleasant than them just having Black Lotus. So, you know, there's some consolation prize here, I guess. Ooh, Firebolt. So, I think we do basically get to attack with Mutavault for free with this situation. Do I want to Firebolt them? I have some instants. I'm going to end up Burst Lightninging their blocker, probably. Get our treasure. And next turn after I attack, if I do things correctly, they make a construct. We get a treasure. I'll be able to summon a Glorybringer. But I don't think it's actually worth it. So we Burst Lightning this, because I want to keep Magda intact. This also grows my Runaway Steamkin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, I could put them to 1 life here. Yeah, Char and then into Firebolt just kills them. GG. That's not lethal though, I don't think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. They go to 1. So I'm not going to say GG yet. I guess I'll just say GG's. I don't know. If they're saying GG, I'm going to assume it's over. But it's not. Game 1, when I cast Titan, I meant to cast Iona, but forgot to tap Saga for mana. Oof. Yeah, Iona would have been much better. Did I win? Are they conceding? This isn't lethal. But they're in a bad position, and I got to live the dream. Good luck with the rest of your drafts. Thank you. You too. Okay, we trophied. It turns out every time I draft white, I win, and every time I don't draft white, I don't win. Weird how that works. Although the white cards actually just actively hampered me. I think the only one I ever cast was Lightning Helix. Maybe I think I manatized something, but deck was sweet. I never got to cast Wheel of Misfortune because I was too busy living the Magda Mutavault combo, which ended up being like kind of good. So I'm on board with that. If you guys enjoyed this, please consider subscribing. I do have like a Patreon support thing in the bottom if you feel like sharing couple of bucks every week or every month, whatever you want to do is fine. So check the description for that. Otherwise, and keep enjoying the drafts. See you guys then.